Hey there, Regina Ayla here, and it is time for Tips and Tricks Tuesday. This week, our theme is about consistency. Now, I'm in my workout outfit still from this morning to prove a point. Consistency matters. I work out 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 days a week. And I do it consistently. I show up every morning to the gym and I do my workout. What does that do for me? It helps me increase my bone strength. It helps keep me fit. It helps keep a whole bunch of things. This is what consistency is all about. Consistency in your business is a whole nother level of consistency. So being consistent is about doing the same things on a repeated basis for some greater good, right? So when you think about being consistent, consistently going to the gym, consistently creating content for your followers, consistently following up with the people that you meet. And that is really the topic for today with regard to consistency is follow-up. Now, I don't know about you, but I attend a lot of networking meetings. And when we say networking, it's where you go and you meet and you greet. And some of them are networking, some of them are for collaboration, some of them are for joint ventures. Some of them can be chamber meetings, they can be local, they can be a Rotary Club or some other place where you go, a BNI, wherever you're going and networking with folks. And you meet new people. And what do? You do something like you get a business card. I was looking around because I thought maybe I have a business card. Look, I do have a business card here. So here's a business card of somebody that I met fairly recently. Her name is Tracy, and she's a photographer. And I was looking to have some new headshots and stuff done. So I took her card. Have I followed up with her yet? No, I have not. And I met her at least 2 weeks ago. This is what I'm talking about. Now, there's a reason for that lack of follow-up. That's because I'm not ready for headshots yet. I'm not ready to go there. However, the point is when you meet people, when you start chatting with potentially a new client, maybe you're out on Facebook or LinkedIn and somebody is engaging on one of your posts. Follow-up is key. As they say, the fortune is in the follow-up. So the question is, are you leaving money on the table because you don't have a consistent follow-up process? So what do I mean by that? There's some people who follow up. I get them all the time on Facebook and LinkedIn and on the DMs and the messages on LinkedIn with people that they introduce themselves. They connect with you and they're like, hey, Regina, so happy to connect with you. Da, 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 da. I'm so-and-so and here's what I do. I'd love to chat. Okay, first off, I don't know you. I certainly don't like you or trust you yet because I don't know you, right? So I can't like you or trust you if I don't even know you. So let's get one thing straight. If you immediately come at me saying, hey, let's get together and I don't know you, that's the wrong kind of follow-up. We connected. The right follow-up is, hey, Regina, nice to meet you. I've seen what you're posting out on your page and it looks great. That's it. Leave it. You do not have to say, I do this, I do that. If the person wants to engage with you, they're going to say, wow, that's great. I'll use this woman's name. That's great, Tracy. So nice to meet you. Yeah, I see that you're a photographer. Yeah, I'm actually looking for somebody to do some headshots of mine. I would love to chat. See how it reversed? They came and just said, non-evasive, non-salesy, non-anything. Just said, hey, thanks for connecting. I've seen what you're doing on your page. Always make it personal. So if you're going to connect with somebody and you haven't met them yet, you haven't met them at a networking meeting or you haven't really, met them in person or anything like that, you want to go out and check them out. It's actually a cardinal rule for podcasts. If you want to be a guest on a podcast and you're messaging a podcast host, always go out and watch some of their prior podcasts first. And when you introduce yourself, say, hey, yeah, I saw episode 41 and it was this. And I love the way you guys talked about this. Make it personal, whether it's a DM following up, a message following up, an email following up, but follow up in some way that it's not salesy. It's not looking for anything. There's no hidden agenda. It's literally just, hey, nice to meet you. First touch. Once you get to know them a little bit, then you can go a little bit deeper and say, hey, I saw what you're doing out here. I'm really loving this. I've been following you for a while now. I would love to set up some time to chat. If that works for you, just let me know. Notice I didn't say, here's my calendar. Again, when you do that and you give somebody your calendar and they haven't asked for it, that can be considered pushy. For some people, they're like, oh yeah, great. Now I don't have to ask them for their calendar. Other people, it's like, whoa, hold off. I didn't tell you to send me your calendar. I don't want to talk to you. I didn't say I wanted to talk to you. And now I really don't want to talk to you because I feel like you're pushing me. So make sure when you're doing your follow-up, that first follow-up is, hey, it's so nice to meet you. Build the relationship. Build the know, like, trust. Once you start building the relationship, invite them to something. Invite them to join your Facebook page, your LinkedIn page, to check out your website. If you have a free masterclass or something like that, invite them to it and say, hey, I'm doing this class. Thought you might be interested in it. Here's the info. If you're interested, feel free to join me. Totally non-invasive, nothing salesy. As you build a relationship, now they start to know, like, and trust you. Follow-up is not necessarily the same follow-up as it was before. Now it's more of a, hey, here's what I'm doing. I see what you're doing. Hey, I'd love to collaborate, or whatever it is. Now you can get into more of a conversation because you built the know and the like, and you're still maybe working on the trust, right? That trust part is the key in follow-up, because when you first meet somebody or you first engage with somebody, they certainly don't trust you yet because they don't know you yet. So warm up the relationship. The key in the consistency piece is don't drop it. So what I see most people doing is they send one message, they get a response, maybe send a second message, and then it's almost like, not on purpose, but you kind of ghost them. And all of a sudden, the next shiny object comes up, they see the next person who does what you do, they're gone. They're no longer in your circle. So they've moved on because you didn't keep in touch. They say that at minimum, it takes 5 touches for somebody just to really engage and build that know, like, and trust. Forget about the sales cycle. And depending on what you're selling, if it's something low ticket versus high ticket is a much longer sales cycle, right? So much longer for that follow-up and keeping in touch and the relationship building, because it's more of a high ticket. However, you want them to know that you're there consistently. Let them know that you're out there. Let them know that you can help them. Let them know that you are there for them. As you do that follow-up and as you're consistent with your follow-up, now you start building the relationship that can turn into a long-term relationship, a long-term client, maybe a collaboration, maybe a joint venture that you didn't even know between the two of you that the two of you did. And then all of a sudden you found this something out during these conversations. And now you've got this nice joint venture that you're doing together that's bringing in income for both of you. Don't lose the relationships. Fortune is in the follow-up. So are you leaving money on the table? Who were the last 5 people that you met that you didn't follow up with? Like I said, you didn't ghost them on purpose. Life gets busy. Things happen. You need a process. This is where the next step comes in as far as the follow-up. You need to determine for you and your business, based on what you do, based on what you sell, who you sell it to, what is the proper follow-up? Is it a DM? Is it an email? Is it a phone call? Is it a virtual chat? Is it an in-person chat? What is the proper follow-up for your specific situation? Create a follow-up process and then work it consistently. When I go to a networking meeting, I have a rule of not connecting at a follow-up level with more than 3 people. And you're like, yeah, well, you have 100 people in the room. You don't want to meet more people than that? Sure, I want to meet more people than that, but how many people am I realistically going to follow up with? If I am not consistently going to follow up, I will not make that connection. There might be some kind of a connection of a, hey, how are you? And they might come to me, But at the same time, I make a rule that my goal is to connect with 3 people that I am then gonna bring through my follow-up process, and those are the people I'm gonna connect with, the ones that I'm looking for specifically for whatever it is. If it's for my masterclass, if it's for a class, if it's for joint venture, if it's for collaboration, whatever it is, I go into a networking meeting with a purpose to meet people and then specifically create my follow-up for them and don't drop the ball. So if you don't have a process in place and you've been to some place where, you've met those last 5 people and you're like, yeah, I've got business cards all over my desk and I don't even know where I met half of these people. That used to be my desk, by the way. I'd go to a networking meeting and here's everybody throwing their cards at you, right? Yeah, I have everybody's cards. It's like, oh, here, card. And where'd they end up? The circular file, trash barrel. Because I get to the point where they're sitting on my desk a month later, 2 months later, I'm like, I don't even remember what meeting I met this person at. I've been to so many meetings, I don't even know where I met them. Don't know who they are, don't know what they do. I'm throwing their card out. I can't follow up. I don't know who they are. So I only take cards from people that I know I'm going to follow up with. I don't actually accept when I'm out at a live networking meeting. I don't accept cards from people. I tell them, unless it's somebody that I know specifically I'm going to follow up with. The photographer, I will be following up when I'm ready for my headshots. Until then, I just don't need her yet. But I know she's there, which is why I kept that card. So, who are you following up with this week? Do you have a plan? Are you consistent with that follow-up plan? The fortune is in the follow-up. Don't leave the money on the table. Follow up. You never know who your next best client's going to be. It might be somebody you already know that you just haven't followed up with yet. So look at the names on your list, look at the cards on your desk, and see who you can follow up with today and see where that brings you. That's what I've got for you today. We'll see you next time on Tips and Tricks Tuesday. Bye for now.